type shit.
Stop playing with me, Dre.
DJ K.
Come on, I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. Posted up on the island with a bitch. They call me cause I ain't on that dumb shit. Yeah, I'm rich, but act broke with a bitch. Do all day, I really do it for the kids. Getting checks, never gotta work a job. No Viagra, dick still get hard. I can make your auntie swipe a credit card. OG in the game, realest that you ever. Aunties get down on the floor. Show these poor ass hoes how it go. Back it up like Freak Week 94. Is she under 24? It's a no. Come on, I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit.
What's good, nieces and nephews? What's good, nieces and nephews? Welcome back to Be Stringing INSOMNIAC Theater. I had some technical difficulties earlier. The Wi-Fi just went off on me. It is what it is. It happened. But let's reset this thing and get back on track. So again, like I said, welcome to INSOMNIAC Theater with all my night owls. Graveyard shift workers, people that can't work. Shout out to the replay game for the people, be it in twos and fews, that watch my videos later throughout the week. Every little view is greatly appreciated. We got all that out the way. I'm just gonna follow my pattern, admin stuff.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
We got the admin stuff out the way. We got it out fast. Like I said, my internet crashed out earlier time when I was going live. So I had to like reboot everything, unplug some stuff. Just the full reset, the crash course of trying to figure out what's wrong. I had to do full internet troubleshooting. And but we back. So I felt insomniacs. What y'all up to tonight, yo? How was y'all weekend? Did y'all check out that Super Bowl? Trash game, extremely boring. Extremely boring. What do y'all think about the halftime show? I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. I know America not the best country on the planet and all that, but there ain't nowhere else I'd rather be. And I can say that because I've lived in other countries. And if you travel and go visit some places, you would probably come to that conclusion too. It's just like people, just like anything. America's not perfect, right? And let me make it clear. I got a college degree just like most of y'all. I know that Puerto Rico is an American territory. I understand that. That's why I'm going to follow that statement with saying that was the most un-American halftime show I ever seen in my life. Straight up. It's because football is an American sport, because the other people have football with the FUTBOL, which is fucking soccer. You can speak any language you want in America. You can. But There's one that you probably need to know to make it, and that's English. So to do a fucking Super Bowl, to take an American sport and do a whole halftime show in a language that the vast majority of your population don't understand is sick work.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Then to take a sport like football that's a masculine sport and have two dudes. Did y'all see the dudes waving against each other, belly waving, bumping meats real quick in a little thing? Why they threw that in there? Well, we know why. Because Bad Bunny like to kiss man, and he's pro pushing, like he's agenda-ish. He's not even ally, he's part of it. So I just think it was like, and my main thing, you got this guy that's doing a Super Bowl, but he's anti-American as shit. He don't respect democracy. He don't respect the office. He don't respect the government and what they put out. You don't have to like it, but it's the rules that was determined. You don't even have to like the president. But they went through the process that we all agreed upon, and he won. Respect the office and the position. You know, when Trump got elected, Bad Bunny canceled all his American tours. All his American tour dates, he canceled them. He didn't want to do his shows over here. Of course, you know, I didn't give a fuck because I don't listen to that shit, right? But that just shows how un-American he is. Again, I know Puerto Rico is an American territory, but if you know any Puerto Ricans, you know they only under America because they need the help. But their identity and their shit is completely separate. They're only citizens loosely on paper for certain benefits. But mind, spirit, heart, and the things that matter that makes you really give a fuck about your country and be a good citizen, they not citizens in none of that way. And that's the big difference. But anyway, the halftime show was trash. People will say it was the most viewed. Of course it's going to be, because he got fans all over South America and all the Latin countries. Nor is people that watched the halftime show this time, because he was on it, that never watched American football in their life. That's why the ratings were high. He had to step outside the country and go international and get non-football fans to barely get higher numbers than the other artists. When Kendrick Lamar did the Super Bowl, he didn't pull in no non-football fans from other countries. But this guy, Latin American artists, pull in Latin American people that don't even play football in their countries. Like, again, football is soccer over there. So I just thought it was like in the game itself was boring too. Like, Seattle was never under any threat. It was never like a chance of it was never a time where if they scored a touchdown, they would have took the lead. It was never in the whole game. No, what? But when the other team scored 3-0, then they scored 6-0. That was the only time when it was 6-0 that New England scoring a point would have gave them a lead. And that was at the very beginning. After that, it was 9-0, 13-0, 19-0. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It was 19-0 all the way to the fourth goddamn quarter. What kind of Super Bowl? 19-0 all the way to the fourth quarter. So the game was like mid as fuck. Anyway, that's enough about that, because you know it happened. It did. But let's talk about something else. Since we was talking about, you know, Puerto Rico and Latin American stuff, I was on watching this one young guy in his 20s, watching this live stream. I try to support him because I'm a struggle streamer myself. And I said something about ICE, and he went off on me, yo. He went off on old disrespecting me.
Oh my God.
Because he's like young and he's extremely liberal. He don't get how things work. No one has a problem with immigrants. But it's like, so for whatever reason, people want to ignore the illegal part of illegal immigrants. Now, I'm not agreeing with the methods in the treatment that ICE do, okay? Sometimes they're a little rough around the edges in some cases. However, an easy way to not have to deal with their treatment is not be an illegal immigrant.
Oh my God.
Just like if you don't want to get roughed up by the police, don't do crimes. Now I know there are instances. Well, I can't really think of any instances where somebody get roughed off by the police and didn't do nothing. Because even if you get pulled over for speeding and get roughed over by the police, technically you were speeding. Now the rough up might not match the offense, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I'd rather not deal with it at all than have to figure out who was right or wrong on the back end. So I usually try to walk the straight and narrow as much as possible. But back to these illegal immigrants. Again, America was started with immigrants. Everybody know that. A lot of people here are descendants of immigrants. I heard somebody say today, it was Don Lemon, old weird ass matter of fact, everybody in this country is an immigrant. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm American as apple pie. I don't have any citizenship anywhere else. They couldn't put me out this country if they wanted to. Because what country can they send me to? Because I don't even have a fucking passport. I have nationality, citizen attachment to nowhere but the United States of motherfucking America. Now I might have some genetics from elsewhere, but that's not what make you an immigrant.
Oh my God.
It's about citizenship. But yeah, Don Lemon, Mr. Lemon, Don Lemon, was supposed to used to be a top tier journalist, got his flimsy wrist ass.
No.
His flimsy wrist ass up there and really said that goofy shit that everybody in this country is an immigrant. Huh? I was born here, bro. And I can go back far as my great grandparents, and they were born here. Any immigration or close connection, that shit ain't nowhere near here. Again, I can say my people possibly came from somewhere else because, you know, black people was over here too already. Black people was already here before them other, you know, them cats came. So, you know, who knows where you're from? But I know for a fact, I'm American as apple pie. I'm American as baseball. I'm American as real football. So people like to go on these political rants. They like to go on these rants about ICE, how much they hate ICE, and how ICE is so wrong and doing people so dirty. But for whatever reason, they ignore the word illegal and illegal immigrants. Now, I said for some reason, but we all know the reason, right? Because accepting and adjusting your brain for to accept the illegal part of illegal immigrants wouldn't feed their narrative. MS Best said, real football, why do you play it with your hands? Because we running on our feet. We running with our feet. That's why. It's football. You do it on your feet. Handball don't sound as cool. And American football will always be real football to me because I'm an American. Like I said, I know this country ain't perfect. It ain't the best country in the world. It has many, many problems. But there's nowhere I'd rather be. I am proud to be an American. Yo, it's Insomniac Theater, man. I ain't sleeping. I sleep when I die. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what they say? I'll sleep when I die. That's why we up. You know what I'm saying? That's what insomniacs do. We can't sleep. We like vampires. We nocturnal. You know, all of us insomniacs that's up right now, we halfway to being Batman.
Oh my God.
All of us insomniacs are knowing us at halfway. We already 25% Batman just by our sleeping patterns alone. You feel me? Now all we gotta do is get our money up, get in shape, and do some training. Oh, one more thing. Get our money up, get in shape, get some tech and armor built, do our training, and we can be Batman. But we got the nocturnal part down. You feel me? Some of y'all might got more steps down than us. Some of y'all might be in great shape. You know, if you nocturnal and in great shape, you that much closer to being Batman. Yeah. I'm in pretty good shape, believe it or not. Go to my IG, it's down there. I work out several times a week. I'm in really good shape for being 47. Just like I got a hairline, you know, 47. Took care of himself. Oh, you said because I'm munching on snacks? What is... Oh, you one of those people. You know, The Rock eat cake sometimes. Kickboxers eat a cookie sometimes. Boxers eat a cookie sometimes, or maybe ice cream. Munching on a snack has nothing to do with your overall shape unless you consume it in an abundance and not working out at all. But you know, we can cam up one day and I'll challenge you to a contest in any physical activity, be it push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, who can do the most. Whatever you want to do, buddy. We can cam up side by side, set up our stuff, and we can rock out. And you will not win. Will not. I wasn't in the military 15 years for nothing because I'm soft. I didn't go to war 4 times because I'm a bitch. Yeah, I'm be streaming. I also be talking my shit. You know, I'm kind of, before I be Batman, I prefer to be the Punisher. If I was a regular person without powers, that like being a Punisher ain't the superhero I'll pick if I can be any superhero. I'll be the Punisher with, well, Batman and the Punisher both got tragic life stories. Matter of fact, a lot of superheroes or anti-heroes have a tragic backstory. I guess that's how heroes are born, through tragedy and adversity. I guess that's what the comic books try to teach. Because believe it or not, you can learn life lessons from everything, be it comic books or anime, in movies, film, music. You can just, knowledge is out there in all kinds of formats. You know, like it's some people out there that with great power comes great responsibility that might have changed their life, as in they live by that shit. And they heard that shit from Uncle Ben. I hear people quote it all the time for sure. Because it's definitely something that, you know, is applicable in life to be a successful person. I'm drinking wine. You so concerned about my consumption. Are you the feds? Are you the feds? That boy the feds. Yes, I'm drinking wine. And I'm not and I'm not driving nowhere for the rest of the night, obviously, because it's 2:18 in the morning here. But back to what I was saying. I'd rather be the Punisher than Batman, because the Punisher villains don't usually come back. I ain't got time for villains to be coming back. That Arkham Asylum shit has a revolving fucking door. Batman villains be spinning the goddamn block. They be spinning it in the block. Batman villains be spinning the goddamn block. They ain't shit. Punisher not so much. The Punisher don't have much of a rogue gallery, you know? You know how Batman and the Flash got their little villains that's famous, almost famous as them. You got the Joker and the Riddler and the Penguin and the Two-Face and the Clayface and the Mr. Freeze. Flash got the Captain Cold, the Heat Wave, the Weather Wizard, I think this guy called the Trickster. Cause they catch him and throw him in whatever shitty ass jail they got in their city, and they break out in 24 hours.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
But my boy the Punisher, one to the dome, you gone. And that's how you handle villains for real. You know, I be thinking about this kind of stuff sometimes because I'm a big comic book nerd and shit, right? I think Batman is responsible for every person that the Joker deleted, right? Batman is responsible for every person that the Joker deleted. The first time he had a chance to kill the Joker, and he didn't fucking do it.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
And that's a lot of deaths, by the way, in the comic world, of course. But I think Batman is responsible for every fucking death, every person Joker killed. After the first time Batman could have ended him, that shit falls completely on the Batman. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments on the replay game. You know, like I'm just up here freestyling this shit. It's the INSOMNIAC Theater, so I technically ain't got no show. I just be going with the flow, as they call it. I'm just in flow motion right now. Straight up flow motion. Oh yeah, Batman definitely got the moral high ground on the Punisher. But the thing about moral high ground, the other people got to give a fuck about your morals, and y'all got to have the same morals. So if a person don't have the same morals as you, having the moral high ground don't mean jack shit. It means nothing. You on your moral shit, and the other person walking in the room like this right here.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm just saying, that's all. And I find it interesting how people try to put their moral code on others. That's just not how it works. I said that before the other day. It's some people that don't give a fuck about what's morally right, and they just gonna stay within the letter of the goddamn law. Now I suggest stay away from those people, okay? Don't date or be friends with people that strictly go off the letter of the law and ain't worried about nothing more, the moral aspects. At the same time, I don't want to be with a friend that's always, I don't want to be friends with someone that's always on the moral shit either. If you like moral fucking oral, I ain't fucking with you. Cause sometimes I want to do hood rat shit with my friends. And when I want to do hood rat shit with my friends, I ain't got time for morality. George Real, what's going on? When I'm doing hood rat shit with my friends, I don't care about morality. And the thing is, as an adult, I don't have to. And that's why I don't mess with really, really extremely moral people, because they have this weird ass fucking concept of trying to shove their morality down your throat. Ronky says, weak ass Dave Chappelle hat. This is my unk hat, man. I'm 47 years old. I got some baseball caps, but what else I'm supposed to wear? I mean, I got plenty of baseball caps, but you know, sometimes you got to be on your grown man shit. So I got the unk specials, man. Got the unk specials. You know, you got to sometimes present yourself as your age. You know, I like to, you know, dress a certain way, but I try to adjust my fashion to meet someone that's closer to 50 than 40. I was gonna do a show about it. I might just rant about it today because I'm freestyling. Let's go ahead and do that, right? So yeah, those older guys that try to dress like they 25, that shit look weird to me. You got the hairline gone. Your face kind of look like Jaws. Got the jaws like droopy. You look like you 8 months pregnant. But you got the fitted on with your hat backwards and your jersey, and you're sagging, and you got your J's on. Some of them will pop a grill in the chain. Come on,
Oh my God.
You're not fooling nobody. You're not fooling nobody. But you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, man. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about something I didn't plan on talking about. I was gonna do a little short, a pre-recorded for, but I was gonna do that pre-recorded for days, right? So honestly, I had a feeling that most likely I wasn't gonna get to it. I've been pushing it off too much. What I want to talk about is how you had these middle-aged men, right? Still trapped in high school, still living in their glory days. They still doing the thugs versus lames, the cool kid versus lame conversation. You know how we be on these panels and it be you can see these guys 45 and up Talking about, see, them educated lames, they be hating on us real niggas because of blah, 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 blah. Listen, Paul. Listen, Paul. You ain't no street nigga. You ain't no real nigga. You are out the game. You retired, claiming the streets. You ain't fought in 20 years. You take high blood pressure medication. No. Let it go, B. I'm finna show y'all a visual example of what I'm talking about, right? This is what I'm talking about right here. This right here is what I'm talking about with these middle-aged dudes. It's the street dude versus the educated lame / nerds at middle goddamn age. You got the dudes on the left talking about why y'all wearing suits, why y'all hair trimmed up, y'all ain't got no swag, y'all niggas is lame. Like, bro, we 45 plus. We living like we supposed to live. We're dressing like we supposed to. It's grown ass man that be 45 plus that'll call a dude a nerd in a lane because he ain't got no criminal record. They also have this weird thing where they think based on your hobbies or interests that you a bitch nigga and you can't fight. Until they fuck around and get beat the fuck up by a nigga that collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're like, just because a dude cosplay, pretty much if he cosplay, he dressing up as superheroes a lot of times. So a lot of them actually stay in great shape so that they can wear their little Spider-Man spandex costumes and Deadpool costumes and shit. And also a lot of them guys be into martial arts and MMA and all that shit. Again, the idea that every dude that don't live for the streets, die for the streets, super claim the streets, dress like the streets, smell like the streets. The idea that every dude that don't do that is just some kind of lesser man is laughable, especially when it's coming from niggas this goddamn old. When it's coming from niggas this old, everything I said gets really weird. The stuff I said coming from somebody 18 through 23, still ignorant, nothing to back it up. But when you got the unks and the pawpaws saying the same shit, shit is wild. Shit is wild. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Got the nerds, you know. I'm like, bro, these are grown ass men with careers. What the fuck they supposed to be? What the fuck? Nigga, a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer now. He living good. He taking care of his family. He got assets and properties. But you still got your fitted cap and some tattoos and big pants. Who really lame? You got your you got your 500 credit score. And your Cadillac on some rims. That Cadillac with 200,000 miles on it when you bought it.
You can't make this shit up.
But you keep
Make this shit up.
But you keep that bitch clean though. I give you that much. But y'all get what I'm saying, man. I see it all the time on YouTube where middle-aged dudes, my age and older, be doing the high school, them niggas is the nerds and lames, and they don't like street dudes like us. There's no kind of flex to be a middle-aged man still proudly claiming, again, still proudly claiming as a middle-aged man to be a mother-sucking street dude.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man. What the hell?
Where the fuck is the flex in that? Please let me know. I would really, really like to know. Also, I really like something else too.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Shout out to all my people checking me out on Rumble. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share. Show some love, y'all.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
We get that white boy a pass because he sing it so soulfully. He sing it like he done had some nigga struggles. Maybe he got a black baby mama or something that gave him hell. I don't fucking know. But he seen that shit like he been through a very, very stressful nigga experience.
Oh my God! Wow!
Oh, to give a nigga a break. I ran across that shit on Instagram. Then I found it on YouTube and made it into and downloaded it and clipped that part out. Give a nigga a break. And that's, just give a nigga a break, man. Oh, y'all want to see something cool I made? So Elon Musk got his own kind of like version of ChatGPT called Grok. 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 I really don't know what that means, but that's not the first time I've seen that word. So I think it must mean something significant. I'll look it up one day. But anyway, I hope the stuff I made is stay here in the history. Man, did they get rid of my stuff? Oh, man. Or maybe they did. Nope, it's still here. I just got to find it. Because I was playing around with Grok the other night. Thinking of ways to come up with content.
Some people have a.
And I was like, maybe I can make little clips about like people in this sector, some of the stuff they do and say, and use to make some clips. Now I'm pretty sure all y'all in this sector, if you're not, you might have know who Anton Daniels is and heard about Anton Daniels. And some people like him, love him, whatever. We all know Anton Daniels is notorious for saying some wild stuff. So I made a clip of one of his sayings. Casey, what's going on? Oh, we just up here freestyling, man. It's just insomnia. We out here doing our thing. No, I ain't seen you, man. I be trying to put some stuff together. So yeah, I wasn't trying to annoy you. I just didn't see it because I was trying to find this video. So I made a clip of Anton Daniels literally saying something what he said. And if when y'all hear what he said, y'all will know what I'm talking about.
Some people have a fleet of cars, but I have a fleet of hoes. Some people have a fleet of cars, but I have a fleet of hoes.
And if y'all don't remember, it was one time, and Anton, he do this thing where he the epitome of man, epitome of husband, super Christian. He always doing the moral police. And I already told you how I feel about people being super moral and forcing their morality on others. And he been married like 22 years, but there's a video of him debating with a guy named Mr. 1950 where he states that he has a fleet of hoes. And everybody just thought that was hypocritical and odd because, again, he promotes himself like the epitome of a husband and what a man should be in a super Christian and all that. So how the hell do you got a fleet of hoes? But anyway, that's all irrelevant. This was just me testing the software. I was testing the software. I put the prompt in. The prompt was, it's called Grok, G-O-R-K, by the way. The prompt was create a Boondock style video of this person saying some people have a fleet of cars as he points at 10 luxury cars, which the camera pans to, and then he points the other direction and says, well, I have a fleet of hoes. As the hoes, as the camera pans to the 10 women standing there. So that was the prompt. So off that prompt, that's what I got. And this is Grok. It don't have to be. I'm just showing y'all this so y'all can play around with your self and have some fun. It only do the clips up to 6 seconds. Unless you subscribe, then you get 10-second clips. But if you know how to edit, you can still piece together some little skits or whatever with the 6-second clips. You just got to do a good prompt. Like I just read the prompt to y'all. It was just, I try to make my prompts as specific as possible. So the more stuff you tell it, the less stuff AI will fill in. Because if you don't make it detailed enough, like you got to say what the person gonna say. You got to be like a director almost. When you think about AI, especially this kind, think of yourself as a director. You got different types of directors. You got some that tell the actor just go out there and do your thing, work that magic. And some actors are great like that and they can do that. You got some directors that telling them every step. Turn your head like this. When you reach to grab the cup, grab it slow like this. Now you're not telling them as they doing it before the scene start. You literally you giving them no improvising fucking bullshit. No improvising grace. Like this how the scene gonna look. This how I want the character to move. So when you're doing AI prompts for videos and stuff, think of yourself as a micromanaging, very detailed, very specific. You have your vision in mind and you want the other person to complete your vision as close to possible as your vision is. When you think of it that way, like you're that kind of director, and that's how you write your prompt, you got a better chance of getting
Some people have a fleet of cars, but I have a fleet of hoes. Some people have a fleet of cars, but I have a fleet of hoes.
And I didn't tell it to do this, by the way. I didn't tell it to make most of these women light skinned. I didn't, y'all, I read the prompt right there on the screen. But it's like Grok knew this guy's preferences. Grok plugged in his preferences quite well. They all look like his type. They do though. They all look like his type. But that's enough of that. Why show not about that weenie ass dude? He literally was a weenie because he was wearing a weenie costume one time walking around the city. So, you know, when you call him a weenie, you won't even be lying or shit talking. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. All right, that was fun. Oh, it is something else I have to do though. So we're going to just pull up something. What I got. What do y'all think about prepping? Doomsday prepping. Prepping in general. Just storing up a little extra something for when the shit hits, if the shit hits. I'm not gonna lie. I'm finna tell y'all some real shit. When we first caught a whiff of COVID, right? Before stuff got hot in here and the stores got empty, me being a guy that's into post-apocalyptic books and movies and stuff, post-apocalyptic in any kind of way, or zombie post-apocalyptic, whatever, like it's post-apocalyptic. I like the zombie movies, but I also like Book of Eli and all that kind of shit. Anyway, I'm really into stories, books, and audio books and animes and stuff where the world is not as it is now. Technology has failed us, and we live in like survival of the fittest. And it's like you versus the world, and if somebody want what you got, they gonna take it, and the only way you can keep it is to defend your shit. I love that kind of setup. So when COVID hit, I made some purchases. And a lot of that stuff we still got to this day. I mean, like sardines, Vienna sausages, potted meat. I bought a whole bunch of stuff that you don't have to cook, and it stayed preserved for a very long time. And of course, we bought a bunch of rice and a bunch of beans in the bag and all that. And I got like a propane stove just in case the power went out. And I got some iodine pills to purify water. And I got a lot of little weird shit like that around here. Anyway, you know, when I first heard it's gonna kick in, I kind of went on I dove into my books and movies that I watch kind of mode. And, you know, my wife trusts me, and she know I'm weird about that shit, but she don't think I'm crazy or that I'm gonna overspend. So, you know, she was all for it. Like she was all for it, but yeah, you know, she was all into it. Like shit, she turned to the assistant prepper, you know. And that's why I call support you. Your wife support you even when you're on your crazy shit. That's real love right there. You know what I'm saying? When she won't be like, oh my goddamn husband think everything finna be the end of the world, so he buying all this shit. But seriously, so with that said, I found a video that say 11 foods to stockpile that never expire. I think this is a good thing to know. These foods that never expire. Let's see if there's some good stuff. I know they say Twinkies never expire, but I'm not finna sit there and just live off Twinkies, right? So you're right, Joy. Rather be prepared than not. And one way to really be prepared is know the foods that don't expire, because that's one less worry.
Imagine never having to throw.
That's one less worry that you have to worry about in a world that's already gone to heck and you trying to get it how you live. Last thing you want to worry about is the expiration dates on some shit. You want your shit to work for you, not against you. So we finna learn today the kind of stuff to put on our prepping list, the kind of stuff to fill our pantries with, the kind of stuff to store in the garage. These are the foods that, according to this video, 11 foods to stockpile that never expire. Let's go.
Imagine never having to throw away expired food again. That's every prepper's dream, right? Well, guess what? It is possible. In this video, I'm going to go over 11 foods that never expire. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to last 350 years. But a lot of these foods may outlast you. In uncertain times or emergency situations, having a stockpile of survival food can provide you with peace of mind, knowing that you and your family, your loved ones, are taken care of. Certain pantry foods like box meals and dried fruit, those things you get from the store, are known for their easy storage.
I want to add, I know a lot of people that buy MREs, the meals ready to eat in the Army. They have a insane shelf life. And each MRE provide like over 2,000 calories or something. It has everything you need to get through the day. You can probably make it real good off about 2 of those a day. And some of them actually taste pretty good. And it comes with heaters, the little package so you can heat stuff, and you can make coffee, get you some caffeine in you. I think like 12 meals come in a box. And a lot of survival guys buy those. Like when I was in the Army and I used to get my hand on some extra boxes, and they'll be like, yo, you can take these home if you want. I used to always sell them to the surplus store. You can really get some good money for them because all the hunting, survival, naturalists, and all that, they MREs is like catnip to them motherfuckers. I'll show y'all what they look like if it's not covered in this video.
However, there are some specific types of foods that can surpass others in terms of shelf life. These endurance champs are essential for any prepper looking to bulk up their long-term food storage. In this video, I want to go over a few foods that when they're stored properly will last indefinitely. They can be stored away without you having to worry about whether they're going to expire in a year or so, or if they just get completely forgotten about and you have to throw them away. So the first one on the list here, and this is actually 1, 2, and 3, and this is salt, sugar, and honey. The reason I wanted to do these all three together is because these are probably something that are the most well known. Salt, sugar, and honey are 3 common kitchen staples known for their long shelf lives. Unlike many other foods that have expiration dates.
This guy full of ish. I don't consider none of those foods, bro. That's condiments. That's not food. The only matter of fact, outside of honey, most of that shit ain't even good for you. And too much honey will fuck you up. I think this guy is confusing. He's confusing foods with stuff you can eat. Everything that's edible ain't food. Is ketchup a food? Is mustard a food? You get what I'm saying? You can eat it, but is it a food? Is salt a food? So yeah, we gonna let them cook though.
These 3 ingredients seem to last indefinitely. So why is it that salt, sugar, and honey never expire? Let's start with the salt. Salt's a mineral composed of sodium chloride, and it's been used for centuries as a preservative. The way it works is by dehydrating the food and creating an environment that's inhospitable to bacteria and microorganisms. This is why salt meats and fish last for long periods of time without spoiling. Now, as for table salt, this goes through a refining process that removes impurities and additives, so it makes it even more stable and resistant to spoilage than just regular salt. Now, keep in mind, this is as long as they are stored in Mylar bags. As long as it's stored in a cool, dry place, these will remain safe to consume indefinitely. Much like salt, we have sugar. Sugar attracts and retains moisture, which inhibits the growth of bacteria and molds. Sugar also has a low water activity level, which further prevents microbial growth. While sugar may harden over time due to it absorbing the moisture, it doesn't spoil or become unsafe to consume. Properly stored, sugar can last indefinitely without any loss of quality. And then finally, we come to honey. And honey is a natural sweetener produced from bees. Honey is highly concentrated and has really low water content, making it inhospitable for bacteria and other microorganisms to survive. Furthermore, honey has a low pH level, which also inhibits the growth of bacteria. So when it comes to salt, sugar, and honey, they all have properties that make them resistant to spoilage and allow them to last indefinitely. Salt's ability to dehydrate and preserve food, sugar's low water activity, and honey's antimicrobial properties all contribute to their long shelf lives. Okay, so I'm
not gonna lie. When I see how honey's made and where honey come from, it almost makes me not want to eat it. So I try not to think about the fact that honey comes out the bee's butt pretty much. It's like poop. I don't fuck wherever honey come from, it don't look cute, okay? Cause I stopped drinking milk because of where it come from. I only drink almond milk. I don't drink moo cow fucking milk. When you think about it, it's just disgusting in principle that you drinking the fluid, the body fluids of this ugly ass nasty mammal. It comes out their udders. Oh my God. You just putting their body fluids, their secretions in your goddamn Frosted Flakes and smiling. And I used to do that shit all the time as a kid. That shit should be a form of goddamn child abuse when you think about it. Got us drinking goddamn cow titty milk juice.
What the hell?
I got 4 kids and I love my wife to death, but I didn't even want to drink. I didn't even drink her titty milk. You got some guys, they had wife and had kids and they like, yeah, the titty milk. I didn't know. I tried that shit one time and it was ew, gross. It was warm, which is already a bad look.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Because, you know, the titty milk coming out in human body. So it's going to come out fucking body temperature as fuck.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
So long story short, I try not to think about where a lot of foods come from because it'll really fuck up my desire to eat them. And we're reminded of how bees make honey, kind of, and what bees look like. Yeah. But let's get back to 11 foods to stockpile when 11 foods to stockpile that never expire. And like this guy started off, like I said, with salt, sugar, and honey. And I told you I didn't agree with that because I see those as condiments and not foods. But I think the next one up is canned meats. And that's what I told y'all I got when the vid hit, when the COVID hit, the C9 hit. I went and got I got sardines, Vienna sausages, and I got a lot of potted meat. I didn't get any spam though. I didn't get any spam. I should have got spam when I think about it, but you know, that's the past now. But let's see where he go with this. Right. So for the first 3, salt, sugar, honey, trash picks. Terrible take.
To number 4 here, and this is canned meat, a protein powerhouse. When it comes to survival food, canned meat is the top contender. Not only does it provide a good source of protein, but it also has an impressive shelf life. Canned meats like chicken, beef, and pork can last much longer than the best by date or the expiration date printed on the can. The key is to ensure that the cans are in good condition. They don't have any dents, they don't have any bulges, or anything that would indicate that the food inside may be bad. Also, when you do open them, make sure and do a visual inspection, smell them. That's your best tool, is probably your nose. The main reason behind canned meat never expiring is the process of canning itself. Canning involves sealing the meat in an airtight container and subjecting it to high temperatures. Effectively, this kills the bacteria and the microorganisms that could cause spoilage. The absence of oxygen and the high temperatures used during the canning process create an environment that's inhospitable to the bacteria. And this prevents their growth and ensuring the meat stays safe to consume for years and years. Now, it is important to note that while canned meat may not technically expire, its quality and taste may deteriorate over time. So the texture and the flavor may change and the nutritional value in the meat may decrease. It's still going to be safe to eat. So number 5 here, we have white rice, long grain rice. White rice is one of these survival foods that shouldn't be overlooked. Researchers have found that when stored properly, like Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and at room temperature, white rice can maintain its nutrient content and its flavor for up to 30 years. Makes it an excellent option for long-term food storage. Rice has been a staple food for centuries due to its incredible longevity, so it's really no wonder that it's become such a popular choice with preppers or those seeking long-term food storage options. Now, unlike brown rice, white rice has a longer shelf life due to the absence of the natural oils.
It's Black History Month, and they pitting the rice against they pitting white rice to brown rice. Come on, man. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Come on, man. It's white on brown crime.
Brown rice. White rice has a longer shelf life due to the absence of the natural.
Why the white rice got to be better? Why the white rice gotta have a longer shelf life than the brown rice? Not in Black History Month. Matter of fact, if you're a real ninja, you better not eat no white rice for the rest of the month. No white rice, no mashed potatoes, no white bread. Yeah. Power to the peoples. I ate some mashed potatoes yesterday.
No.
Sure did. I sure did. Yo, but I do got a question for you guys.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
Back to the show at hand. Hey, it's something I ain't did in a while, I don't think.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
All right, back to this brown rice. It's really brown too. It's not racially androgynous. This is real brown rice, okay? This rice so brown, I think each grain of this rice has 2 baby mamas. This rice so brown, I think each grain is on probation. This rice so brown, it got a cutlass on 26-inch rims.
Oils. The absence of these oils prevents spoilage, ensures that the rice will remain edible for extended periods of time. So keep that in mind. Brown rice is you've only got a few years on, and white rice is much, much longer than that. Number 6 here on the list is pasta. And pasta is not only a versatile ingredient in the kitchen, but it's also a reliable survival.
If y'all forgot, just a quick reminder, there's supposed to be 11 foods to stockpile that never expire. And why would you be stockpiling those foods, you might say? You just never know, you know. Solar flare, economy like crash, another bad virus might come. Who fucking knows? But there might come a need where having a little more extra food than your neighbor might be the difference between life and death. And these are 11 other foods that it will behoove you to do, to stockpile at least, because they don't expire.
Food. With proper storage, pasta can last for 20 or 30 years. Now, in the kitchen, in the packaging that comes from the stores, you're looking at a couple years. But if stored properly, it makes an excellent addition to your long-term food storage supply. Now, to ensure the longevity of your pasta, make sure you store it in airtight containers like 5-gallon buckets, inside Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, in a cool, dry place. This will help prevent moisture and pests from compromising its quality. With pasta in your long-term food storage, you can whip up a comforting meal even in the most challenging of times. Whether you're talking about spaghetti noodles or macaroni, there are many different types of pasta to choose from. One of the main reasons pasta lasts so long is because it's made from durum wheat. And durum wheat is a hard variety of wheat with high protein content. This high protein content makes pasta less susceptible to spoilage and degradation over time. Also, the low moisture content in pasta inhibits the growth of bacteria and mold, which further contributes to its long shelf life. Much like rice, the simplicity of pasta makes it an ideal choice for long-term food storage because it requires minimal preparation and can be cooked with a variety of different ingredients, which makes it suitable for a wide range of meals. Whether it's being used for base sauces, soups, casseroles, or just simply, making spaghetti by itself, pasta provides a filling option for long-term food storage. All right, so number 7 here on the list is beans, and this is the prepper favorite, right? Beans and rice. Dried beans are a nutritional powerhouse and also an essential component of any survival food pantry or anyone's long-term food storage. They're rich in protein, fiber, essential minerals, which makes them an excellent source of sustenance during emergencies or long-term situations. While the overall quality of beans may decrease after 30 years or so, they're still considered acceptable for.
Man, listen, if the quality of the beans go down after 30 years, that's still a win. Because if you get 30 years out them beans, nigga, how many gripes you really gonna have? God damn. That's 30 years a long ass time. Them beans did their job, Fuck. Y'all niggas want eternal beans and shit. Like, we bought a lot of rice when the vid hit, when the C-19 hit. And I stockpiled up a bunch of beans. And they still in there to this day. And guess what? They still good. This is the thing. I'm allergic to beans. I'm about to say I might cook some of them tomorrow. I love beans, but I'm allergic to them. And I had to start respecting that as my allergy got a little worse as I got older.
Consumption. Just like everything else, to store beans for the long haul, you need to ensure that they're properly dried and free of moisture before sealing them in airtight containers with Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers. This all helps to prevent mold and insect infestation. When the time comes that you have to rely on beans or any of these on this list as a survival food, you'll be grateful that you have a supply of these nutrient-dense beans at your disposal. Number 8 here on the list is canned fruits and vegetables. In times of crisis or when fresh fruits and
You don't need that. You gonna need that. Cause like we talked about it a couple of shows ago. You don't want to get no motherfucking scurvy.
What the hell?
Scurvy was doing them pirates bad as fuck. The symptoms of scurvy are gross. And you get it because you're not eating enough fruits and shit and vegetables. And the pirates on the water. They had a lot of fish, but they didn't have a lot of fruits and vegetables. And they used to go so long without it, they used to get scurvy. And the symptoms are some horror movie level shit. Straight up. So yeah, having some canned fruits and vegetables and fruits and shit is definitely necessary. And it's really great that I think he's about to say that they last a long time.
Vegetables aren't available. It's crucial to maintain a balanced diet that includes the fruits and vegetables. And it's important to include these in your long-term food storage. Canned fruits and vegetables are an excellent option for this because they retain their nutrients and flavor for extended periods of time. And just because the best by date on the can says it's going to last a couple years, canned foods, much like the meat, last far beyond what the manufacturer stated expiration date or best by date is.
Yeah, I think in an apocalyptic world, best by dates gonna go out the god. Throw that shit out the window. The food is gonna pass the look in the smell test. And even if it has some mold on it, it don't look too good. If I can scrape that mold off and the rest of it don't have no mold and it passed the smell test, that shit still might get ate. Yeah, sell by dates, best by dates. That shit gonna be a thing of the past when shit get tight. See a can of beans, it said best by 2028. But you in the year 2038, this 10-year-old can of beans finna get the sniff and the smell in the sight test and see what they working with. Cause even if they smell kind of funky, you be like, I can boil the funk out of them. I boil them. Rinse them, boil them, add whatever seasoning I acquired to them, and hope for the best. But them hoes ain't finna get thrown away because of no goddamn sale by best by date. Nope, ain't no way.
The main reason these manufacturers put those dates on the can is a recommendation when that food is going to taste the best, when it's going to, the consistency is going to be the best, but it doesn't mean.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic world, you can't get to the grocery store. That's the kind of shit you stockpiling for. And trust me, you ain't worried about test or consistency and all that bullshit. If the beans if the shit a little mushier than it should, or the flavor a little off, as long as that shit edible, long as it's edible, it is what it is. I mean, honestly, depending on if the world got a certain way, niggas will be eating cat food and dog food. If shit went far enough left, ninjas will be eating Meow Mix and Alpo. Meow Mix and motherfucking Alpo. With a damn smile on their face. Let me add that part.
Boom. Ooh. Bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
But yeah, let's get back to these 11 foods to stockpile that never expire. I hope there never comes a time where we have to rely on our food stockpiles. But this is just one of those things I like to talk about because it's a better safe than sorry thing. You'd rather have it just sitting around, taking up a little space, than if the economy collapsed, the infrastructure collapsed, a worse virus than COVID come out, solar flare, nuclear war, whatever. It's weird that like people always like to scream about Trump gonna start World War III and all that weird stuff, but those same people that say that are doing no preparation for said world war. It's as if they don't believe the bullshit they saying. Because if they did believe the bullshit they saying, how Trump gonna destroy the country and crush the economy and gonna start World War, blah, 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 blah. If they really believe that, wouldn't they be doing more preparation? Wouldn't they be going over this list that we're watching now? 11 foods to stockpile that never expire. Wouldn't they be slowly buying extra cans of those throughout the months or some shit? Maybe some people are, but I doubt it's a high percentile. They just like to hear the sound of they cocksuckers flapping together.
And that's when the food starts to spoil. The process of canning itself ensures that the food inside that can, as long as the can is not damaged, is going to last for years past that quote unquote expiration date or best by date. Number 9 here I've got on the list is alcohol. And this may not seem like long-term food.
Alcohol not a food, bro. This guy really reached for this list. He really have a very loose concept of what constitutes food. Like his first 3 foods was sugar, salt, and honey. None of those are foods. Now this joker done went to alcohol. Now, he said some foods in between when he said the canned meat and the vegetables and the rice and the beans, all those are foods. But the honey, the salt, and the sugar, no. And alcohol, definitely not. But we're going to let them cook.
Storage, it does have its merits. Certain types of alcohol, like vodka, have an indefinite shelf life. Although other flavors may change over time due to oxidation, as long as the bottle is sealed properly, the alcohol will remain safe to consume. In addition to providing a source of relaxation, comfort, or an escape, depending on how much you drink during challenging times, alcohol can also be used for medical purposes. It can serve as an antiseptic, a disinfectant, and even a pain reliever. Just remember to consider, in a situation like that, you may want to escape, the realities of the world, but consume alcohol responsibly and in moderation. To me, alcohol just is so versatile and has so many different uses. Even if you don't store it for consumption, it's still something that's nice to have around. You put it on the shelf and you don't have to worry about it going bad. You don't have to worry about rotation and inventory, anything like that. Number 10 here on the list is rolled oats, good old fashioned oatmeal, right? When it comes to long-term food storage, rolled oats are a breakfast staple and shouldn't be overlooked. Not only are they hearty and nutritious, but they also have an impressive shelf life. When stored properly in a cool, dry place inside of Mylar bags, rolled oats can last.
But don't those get like those little bugs in it a lot? those weevils or some shit. Those little black skinny bugs. But I guess he said store them properly so you can avoid that. But I wonder if he's going to talk about how that happens often with these kind of things.
Oats can last 20 or still have an impressive shelf life. When stored properly in a cool, dry place inside of Mylar bags, rolled oats can last 20 or 30 years. While rolled oats are pretty versatile, they're not as versatile as, say, the rice or the pasta. But they can be used in various recipes. Like I said, the oatmeal, you've got granola bars, you've got cookies, a lot of different things you could do with those rolled oats. So their versatility and super long shelf life really make them an excellent addition to any long-term food storage plan. Number 11 here on the list is powdered milk. And in the absence of fresh milk, powdered milk is a reliable and long-lasting dairy alternative. It's not going to taste as good as regular milk, but it is an alternative. It's a popular choice for survival food due to its extended shelf life and ease of storage. Storing powdered milk in Mylar bags is an excellent way to ensure its long shelf life and that it maintains its quality over time. The shelf life of powdered milk stored in Mylar bags really depends on various factors like the quality of the milk, the storage conditions, and the specific brand. When stored properly, though, in a cool, dry place and away from direct sunlight, powdered milk can typically have a shelf life of around 20 years or more. So like I said, this extended shelf life really makes it an ideal option for emergency storage. It's good if you have children that are eating breakfast cereals or even yourself. It's good for baking and different recipes that require milk in them. Just a great option to have in your long-term food storage. So when it comes to survival food and your long-term food storage, stocking up on some of these long-lasting options is essential. Whether you're a prepper or you're just simply somebody looking to be prepared for an emergency, having a supply of durable and nutritious foods will really give you peace of mind. From canned meats to...
Well, there you go. Now that you know, knowing is half the battle. Again, you don't have to be a post-apocalyptic junkie like me that consumes all that kind of content or whatever, but just being a little extra prepared might be the difference between a full stomach or a fucking growling stomach, right? You know, you want little Nug Junior stomach to be growling because you thought it'd be lame just to store up a little extra food for prepping reasons. But now a little nug, you know. So anyway, we're gonna shift gears a little bit because this is INSOMNIAC Theater. So I'm just doing what I gotta do to stay awake and doing what I do to keep you awake. So there ain't no topic, no plan, show, no none. As you see in the title, we up on a Tuesday. Reviews, rants, is talking. I've been reviewing, I've been ranting, and I definitely been is talking. Next, we finna put up another video though. We're gonna review this one. It got an interesting title. It's from a channel called Pursuit of Reason. Pursuit, like Pursuit of Happiness. Pursuit of Reason. Please follow him. On the chat, the video is called "Fuck These Day Naps." No, that's not the title. That's just on the thumbnail. The video is called "Life of an Average Guy on 11 Dating Apps." So we finna see how he came up with what's the life.
Nah, I've been on.
I guess he might be telling the story. Let's just fucking check it out and see. Again, subscribe to Pursuit of Reason. And this channel right here. See it right there. Pursuit of Reason. Follow the brother, bless him real quick. I'll put the link in the description later. Let's check out this content.
Now, I've been on all the dating apps. I've been on Bumble, OK Cupid, Plenty of Fish, Chispa, BLK, Upward, Tinder, Hinge, Facebook dating. What else I've been on? Cougar.
That's a lot of day naps, brother. Hey, you ever tried this one day nap I heard of? This is one day nap I heard of. He should definitely try. It's called touching grass. Or his cousin website. Get your ass outside. You can try one of those day naps. I'm telling you, it might get you some fucking outcomes. Touching grass or take your ass outside would probably get you some outcomes. I'm just saying, that's a possibility. I think it's worth trying. What do y'all think? Y'all think it's worth trying for him to try those day naps? He just named like 9 day naps that he owned, but I don't think he made an account on touching grass or getting his ass outside. And I think that would possibly be very, very, very beneficial to this brother and what he going through.
Now, I've been on all the dating apps. I've been on Bumble, OK Cupid, Plenty of Fish, Chispa, BLK, Upward, Tinder, Hinge, Facebook dating. What else I've been on? Cougar. There's one called like Zoosk. I can't remember, man. I've been on so many of these dating apps, and I tell you, most of them are trash. Most of them have extreme like paywalls. Like, to see one message, you gotta pay. Like, yo, like, you should be making it to where people are paying for particular like filters. Like, if I want to see a girl that has no children, then you know what I mean? If I'm trying to filter it to where only women that don't have children pop up, then I mean, you can make somebody pay for that. Or if you want to give somebody unlimited swipes, or you want to give people the opportunity to pay for like super likes and stuff like that, like I can understand a paywall behind that kind of stuff. But a lot of these apps be having a paywall behind the most basic like things, like messages. What else? You get like 3 swipes and then you gotta pay, and it's not ever anything cheap. It's like the most expensive plans. Like, bro, I paid more in a month.
That's how they get you, brother. But a lot of cats are catching on to this, and that's why, like I talked about in my video the other day, and we might got somebody else that did a video on it too. We could talk about that. Dating apps are plummeting. They in the red. They hemorrhaging money like crazy. Because without men, dating apps don't make no money. Because women not finna pay for those extra features in most cases. It's a small percentage of women that even need to pay for those extra features, because a woman that's a 4 or 5 wake up to matches every day. She don't have to buy the rose or the star or the super like or whatever and all that shit to catch a guy's attention. She got messages. Her shit always jumping for the most part. And a good looking one. Like I said, I know a alright looking girl that had 99 plus matches on her Tinder. 99 plus unanswered things. Some women have hundreds. What's up, bud? 9mm. This guy right here saying he's the life of the average guy on 11 dating apps, and we just trying to see what he going through out here. And I was just saying, you know how, like I said, The dating apps is definitely a cash grab. But what I need guys to understand that if women ain't fucking with you, buying those extra features ain't gonna make her fuck to you. If you're not her type, sending her a fucking star or a super like or a rose or whatever, not gonna magically make her your type. So you might as well save your fucking money.
No.
Month on a dating app than I do for a yearly membership at Costco. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I could get a Costco and a Sam's Club membership and a BJ wholesale membership and still not pay as much as most of the dating apps will make me pay for 3 months. It's crazy, bro. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I'm sure there's dudes out there paying it, dudes that are just so desperate. I mean, if there weren't guys paying those prices, they wouldn't be priced at what they are, you know? So somebody has to be paying those prices. I wish we could all the men, because I know there's very few women that are paying for that stuff. Why would they, when they getting hundreds of people in their inboxes or hundreds of people liking their profiles? Like, why would they ever be paying for that stuff? So it's mainly men. I wish we can come on an agreement of what we're going to pay for and what we're not going to pay for. So if we do choose to pay for things, we get at least try to get it at a bargain price, get them to lower the price or something. Like, I don't know, man. But I've been on all these apps. Most of them are trash. Most of them have extreme paywalls. But there are a few shiny stars out there, you know? There are a couple to where they're decent. And they're, you know, I wouldn't call any of them quality, but they're decent. You can find a little bit more serious women on there. You can find a little bit, a larger number of women that are more willing to engage in conversation. You know, I used to like Bumble. But Bumble,
you know, it's 2026 and technology is what it is, right? And this technology has been around for a while. I'll never begrudge a man using dating apps in today's day and age. But I personally think it's just being an old dude, you know, Uncle Dinosaur, cut me some slack, right? I personally don't think dating apps should be your only and not even your primary way of reaching out, interacting with women. Well, let's say you're super busy. I'll cut that some slack. These days, people are really busy. You can make it your primary way, but it can't be your only way. And if it's your primary way, it got to be 60, 40, 70, 30. You can't be 90% dating app, 10% hollering at them on the street, or 95% dating app, 5% on the street. You gotta do some goddamn street work, you know, some leg work. You gotta do some face to face, and so yeah. But I think a lot of guys is 100% dating apps when it comes to seeking women. And them dating apps ain't designed for you to win, because if you win, you're gonna need to get off the dating app, and they won't get no money from you. Dating apps is designed to get you enough tension, enough dopamine bumps, enough hope to keep you fucking hooked, and so you can keep buying into their plans and buying extra swipes and buying their superstars or roses or whatever digital thing they use so you can highlight your message, etc. They don't want you to find a match and delete that shit. You think they want everybody to get on their app to find a match in a week or two and get off the app? Oh, hell no. That's bad for business. That's why they make guys put their height on the app right? But they don't make women put their weight.
Brother, what's that?
It allows women another easy way to disqualify men, which makes the man's success rate lower, and it keeps them on the site. And they don't do it for women. They don't make women put their weight because they need as many women on the site as possible, because women on the site will pull them in. See, the women is the bait for the men to come spend money, kind of like the club. That's why the club do ladies night, let all the women in free, because they know men gonna spend money. And just like the club, the dating apps are in the red now because men are checking out of both. And when men check out stuff like that, be it clubs, nightlife, whatever, or dating apps, when the man check out, money gets lost. And that's what we're witnessing. But anyway, back to this guy. He seems like he's really big on dating apps and shit. I hope he meet women other ways. Let's see what he say though.
Bumble, I don't know, man. I feel like the conversations go dead on Bumble super fast. Or the fact that they only give you 24 hours for a chick to say something to you before you disappear in the ether, and you have to pay to rematch. Like most people got work. Most people got things to do throughout the day. So to try to force somebody to be on your app to respond within 24 hours is kind of crazy. Also, when you have these women out here with 100 messages, you expect them to get to all the messages, to all the matches within 24 hours. Like, come on, man, be realistic. It's just another way of trying to get you to pay money, but I don't be doing that. Yo, if a girl allows that thing to expire, I'll catch you sometime later. I don't know. Delete the app, re-download it, and find me again. But I ain't paying for no rematch, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I used to like it, but after, I don't know, little things like that, and then I just feel like the women on there don't really engage like that. It's kind of turned me off of Bumble. Tinder, man, I've been banned from Tinder for like dang near 3 years.
Banned from Tinder? Banned from Tinder? Let's find out what this guy did. You know, I don't think he finna tell us the truth. If it ain't something bad, it might not be the truth. Cause I don't think Tinder just out there banning men like that. Unless you was on some creepy shit. But let's see. Let's get, you know what? I'm gonna give a brother a chance to plead his case.
Why? I don't know. I don't be saying nothing wild or crazy to these women. Like, I ain't one of those freak neeks. I don't be in there in the comments.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Why? I don't know. You look at his face right now. He look like he know. He literally right now look like he's thinking and picturing what he did in his mind and kind of smirking about it. He know exactly why he got banned from Tinder. This guy is capping.
Comments like, ooh, send me some pictures. I don't be doing that. You know, I be myself. I be like, oh, how you doing? What's up? What you got planned for this weekend? Oh, how's your evening treating you? That's what I be saying. I'm smooth, calm, and collective when it comes to like talking to women. I don't be doing too much. For some reason, females ban me. Somebody banned me. Maybe it's because I was choosing and I wasn't responding to their messages, and maybe that made them upset and like, yo, I'm gonna report this dude. I don't know, but I don't say nothing crazy to any of these females. But we know what Tinder's for. Tinder's for like, hooking up. Tinder ain't nothing serious. But I used Hinge. I really liked Hinge. Hinge was a good one. For some reason, I just seemed to find more women on there that were actually of substance, that were actually trying to date. I dated a few women off of Hinge. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't date much off of Tinder. I got some, maybe it got a little bit of booty off of Tinder, but I ain't never like date a female off of Tinder. I dated a few off of Hinge though. Hinge was cool. It was also a little bit unique in like the little things, the little prompts and stuff that you can put on your profile. It just gave you a little bit more of an insight into the person. So you had a little bit more of, I guess, vision to see if they were a good.
If I were like in a room with this guy, or like we was having this conversation on the podcast, at this point I would have asked him, when was the last time he approached a woman in flesh and blood? And if he has a time that was somewhat recent, I'll be like, when was the last time you approached a woman in flesh and blood and got a positive response? And after that, I'll be like, when was the last time you approached a woman in flesh and blood and actually got some cheeks out of it? And of course, when was the last time you approached a woman in flesh and blood and got a goddamn relationship? I want to know all that. I would want to know all that if I was interviewing him or something, because this guy seems like he's really locked in on these dating apps. If the bulk of your female interaction, your dating search comes from within this goddamn phone, I think that's problematic. And the problem is, this guy is not, in this time period, this guy's not a minority. And I get it, the world is different now. We're more connected, we're more digital. And I'm not saying just because the guy on dating apps all the time that he has no game, he don't know how to talk to women. Some people just do it for convenience. Why walk the streets and go to bars and have to buy $7 beers and $15 shots when you can sit in your house in your holy sweats and your dingy wife beater, eating some Cheetos, playing Madden, and talking to mad girls because you got some good pictures on your site? But that only works if you're winning on these dating apps. If you're not having success, you might want to reshuffle the deck and try something else. That's just my opinion. Like, I've only been on this earth for almost 50 years. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a slight chance that I do. So, yeah.
Match for you, based off of their prompts, based off of things that they were interested in. I like Hinge, but I got banned off of Hinge. Hinge is something I haven't used in like
all right, buddy. All right. Fuck that. Fuck what you talking about.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
You done got banned off Tinder and like have no idea why. Now you done got banned off Hinge. You are the common denominator, buddy. This is what no accountability looks like, people. And I always said not being accountable ain't really gender specific. It ain't, because you know we already knew that, because you got niggas ain't accountable for their children, right? But we witnessing right now the male display of no accountability. This dude got banned from Tinder and playing like he had no idea why. And now he done got banned from Hinge. And let's see if he's innocent in this one too.
A year and a half. I don't know, man. These girls be hating. They be hating. I think they be hating because we be choosing sometimes. Like we don't be responding to them, or we don't respond to them fast enough, or we don't give them the energy, or what I really.
So he done convinced himself that he getting banned from these apps, not for weird behavior or weird questions or weird sentences. He's getting banned because the women are mad that he's not choosing or talking to them properly in a fast enough time or at all. Not only is there no accountability, there's a high level of delusion and coping if I ain't ever seen it before in my life.
Really think it is. I think, you know, on Facebook they have this, are we dating the same guy? I've been on there a few times. I've had girls tell me that I was on there before. And I honestly think maybe somebody I was talking to saw me on there or got into a conversation under my picture on there with another girl and decided to report me. I don't know. I have a feeling inside that it had to be something like that, like where they were just hating, like, oh, well, if he's going to do that, then I'm just going to keep him to myself. I'm going to get him kicked off the app so he can't talk to any other girl. You know, girls be vindictive and they do stupid stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, I've been off a Hinge, been kicked off of there. Well, which I don't care, man. It's so many apps. I don't even want to talk about POF, Plenty of Fish. The app used to be cool because they didn't have all the paywalls. They got a ton of paywalls now. Like you can only do like 2 messages to somebody before you got to pay something. You can only like so many profiles before you got to pay something. Before it was almost like free. Like you could do whatever on there. Now, Plenty of Fish didn't have the best looking women. Like they didn't have like quality on there. That wasn't the app that the quality women were going to. But I don't know, man. I had some decent experiences on Plenty of Fish. I would say though my favorite is probably Facebook dating. Yes. Facebook dating. There's just something about
women should avoid guys like this, and he shouldn't put this out here. If this don't affect his dating life, dog, you just pretty much telling all the women out there that he fucking a serial dater. He said he clapped cheeks on Tinder. He clapped cheeks on POL, or women that weren't really that good looking, but you know, it is what it is. He got banned off he got banned off Tinder, and banned off Hinge. He got banned off 2 major apps for potential weirdo tendencies. And he just been on all these apps. And I just find it hard to believe that he been on all these apps looking for serious committed relationships. Now, I ain't knocking him, but this dude sounds like a booty hustler. He out there hustling, more booty. And he's kind of thirsty with it, hence him being on a dozen apps at once, or just being on all the apps. And I'm still trying to figure out how he got banned on 2 apps. But both times, he ain't the problem. The app's the problem, or the women the problem.
Why are you running?
That boy running from accountability like a motherfucker.
Facebook dating. I feel like the women on there are more willing to engage in conversation, a lot more willing to engage in conversation. And the women on there, I feel like they actually like put in effort. They actually like search you out, like your profile. They just do a little bit more than I feel like the women on other apps. Like one day I'm gonna show y'all my profile on Facebook dating. A ton of women like my profile more than any other apps. I mean, women like me on the other apps as well, but it's more about who you match with. So on like Bumble, you gotta match with the person before they be, you both have to swipe right.
I usually don't go here, but this guy sounds like a dating app junkie. And I know I could tell he ain't gay or no shit, but I think it's kind of it's not particularly masculine to be that addicted to validation. Because I think if you're a dating app junkie, you're addicted to validation, and I think being addicted to validation is more a female leaning trait than a masculine trait. But that's just my opinion. And this brother coming off as somebody that like live off those clicks, those likes, and he's kind of addicted to validation. That's why he's on so many dating apps and hopping the app from app and concerned about having as many matches as possible. He heard what he said, like, I got all kinds of a lot of women. I'm gonna show y'all thing. I got mad women liking me on Facebook. If none of those women your woman or turn to your woman, because the thing is, you just collecting likes. If you look, if you're only looking for one, the amount of likes you got on there is irrelevant. When you gonna take one of those ones and turn it to something? If they don't qualify for that, then the amount of people like you don't mean shit, unless you're doing it for validation, the numbers game. And that's what it sounded like to me. They just using my low level my little bachelor's degree skills.
In order to become a match. Sometimes I just be swiping left and oops, you missed one. I'm like, oh, so it's like a guessing game. I'm trying to find a woman that's interested in me. That's all I'm really trying to find. I don't really care too much to swipe right on anybody on Bumble. I just want to swipe right on the ones that swipe right on me. And the thing about Facebook dating is it isn't like that. You don't have to match. You don't have to both swipe right on each other before you become a match. If you swipe right on somebody's profile, that person sits in your inbox, and then you can make the decision if you also want to match. If you want to match with them, I prefer that. I like that. So because it allows me to match with people that actually like me, that are actually interested in me. Because if I like a profile on Bumble or something like that, a girl can just swipe right, not because she's that much interested in me, just because she wants to match with me and keep me in the back pocket just in case the dude that she really likes, that conversation doesn't go too well. But on Facebook, if they're swiping right on me, that means they're actually like interested in me, because I didn't swipe on them. I just go in my inbox and I see, hey, this chick liked my profile. She liked my profile. So it already tells me that she has some interest in me. That's how Hinge is. You know what I mean? If you swipe on somebody's profile, you pop up in their inbox, and then you can make the decision on whether you want to swipe right or not. I don't like playing the guessing game. Like, ooh, I want to swipe right on this person, but I don't know if they swipe right on me. And then on Bumble, once you do so many, then you got to pay to get more swipes.
This dude neurotic as hell. He's like overcomplicated and just making it way more than it is, man. You swipe on her, you swipe right, and it's not a match. It is what it is, It's not some kind of guessing game, some kind of, one of these kind of moments. It's not an intense moment. Just hit or miss, bro. Love is a gamble. Dating is a gamble. Choosing is a gamble. Holla holla is a gamble.
So you gotta wait a whole 24 hours. Like, bro, I'm not doing all that. Facebook allows you to swipe more than any other app. Like, you can get off a good, I don't know, maybe 20 swipes on Facebook dating before you run out of swipes for that day. So I just enjoy Facebook dating more. I've had some decent success on there. So if you haven't ever used it, I know a lot.
You don't have no choice but to enjoy Facebook dating more since you've been banned from Tinder and banned from Hinge. I'm just saying. You got some other options, but I'm just saying, though, those two are the main ones.
A lot of people don't even know it exists within Facebook, but yeah, it's within Facebook. I fell upon it one day and I was like, what is this? And I realized it was like a dating app. I was like, I did not have a clue that Facebook had a dating app. And then I randomly started using it and I started seeing like quality girls on there, like cool looking girls, like fine little shorties. And the only thing about it is it doesn't really, like, you can set your parameters, like your distance, your height and all that stuff, but it doesn't really go by it. So that live over in Washington State, like, bruh, I have my distance set at 40 miles. Why are you sending me girls where their distance says 2,000 miles away? Like, I don't understand it.
Well, my homeboy said they do that a lot to him on Facebook dating. He got divorced about 3 years ago, so he back out there dating and stuff. He on Facebook dating, and he stay out here in the DFW, the Dallas area, like me. And he said they be sending him chicks in like Killeen, Texas, Austin, which like 150, 160 miles away. Sometimes Oklahoma, San Antonio, Houston, places that be like 150 to 300 miles away. They be matching him with those people. And is she fine enough and you single and you ain't got shit to do that weekend, y'all? That sounds, that's a good road trip. Of course, I would suggest talking to her, getting all the small talk out the way, FaceTiming, having all the conversations, and say that road trip into where the booty clapping sounds are pretty much like carved in stone before you get on that road. Because with technology, the way it's set up today, I can get to know you right through this phone via phone call, text message, or FaceTime if you need some eye-to-eye contact. So I think if you're going to do a road trip, get her, talk to her. And I ain't saying like no smash and dash. I ain't saying like don't be sincere about it. I'm saying just, it'll behoove you as a man. It'll be in your best interest to get all the small shit out the way. All the talking and shit. Not the small shit, because it's not small shit. It's very important. So I'm going to take that back. I misspoke. Get all the preliminary stuff out the way. And make it be real and authentic, of course. Make it be real and authentic. But get it on out the way so you can get to what you really came here for if you're being honest with yourself. And that's the motherfucking cheek clapping. You know what I'm saying? You know what you came through the door for. You ain't match on her profile because she looked like she has like outstanding conversation. That ain't why you swept left. If you saying that shit, you lying to me, which I don't know why. And more importantly, though, you lying to your goddamn self. And don't do that. If you're gonna lie to old cool. But once you lie to yourself, that shit gets weird. You swipe left on their profile, not for stimulating conversation. You swipe right on their profile, not for stimulating conversation. You swipe right on their profile so you can get some of that pussy. And that's a fact.
But you got to keep swiping left until you find a girl that's within your range. That's something that they need to work on. But I really do enjoy Facebook dating. So if you guys have never used it, you should give it a try. See if you like it. You may not like it. You may like it. But most of the people that I talk to, they actually have had a pretty decent time using Facebook dating. So I don't really use anything else. You know, I use Bumble here and there, but I don't know. I don't run into the same type of quality on Bumble as I do with Facebook dating. But yeah, I'm gonna have more videos, a few more videos about the dating apps. Just giving my experience, how it's been for me. I may show you guys some of my profiles, and so you can see like what my matches or see what the girls look like that's popping up for me. Little shorties, little fine things, you know, little fine teens. But yeah, I'm gonna have more content on the way per usual. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out. Yo, these dating apps are not fair for the average.
He done made another video talking about day naps. We gonna follow this nigga day nap adventure. We got a pro day nap guy. He's a day nap junkie. But before we get to that though, we are, you know, we're gonna take a little break and just say, you know, shout out to my fellow Insomniacs. Insomniac Theater in the house. We in Insomniac Theater with your boy be streaming. Shout out to all my nocturnal homies. No team, no sleep. All the graveyard shift workers, truck drivers, people that's up because they want to be, or can't help it because they can't sleep, or they up for work. Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to the replay gang, the people that come through and watch the video whenever they watch the video in the ones, twos, and fews. Every interaction helps a lot, and it counts and it works, and I appreciate it.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Streaming. Any donation will be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
So this guy got another video. It's called "Why Men Get So Few Matches on Day Naps." The way this guy talking, he seemed like a day nap expert. This is one of the things Unc can't help you with because Unc is out the game. But that's why I went to this younger man, and you know, he got the source material. He doing the field work. So we're gonna use his field work and research and see if he can put out some good information. He at the video, like I said, why men get so few matches on day naps. So he finna tell you how you get so few many matches, and all you gotta do is reverse engineer what he tell us, and it help you get more matches. We'll see how it works. Maybe he gonna give suggestions or what to do, what not to do, things like that. We about to find out. Because I understand, you know, depending on how old you are, you might still be out there dating, and you might be using these apps. And this is one of the time where Unc gotta tap out because he can't help you. But what Unc can do is find you somebody that can, because we're gonna get you the help you need. So I can't help you with why men get so few matches on day naps, because I'm not on day naps. But this guy, he might got the sauce. Let's find out.
Yo, these dating apps are not fair for the average man. You know, I was dating a shorty one time, and I took her out to a comedy show. While we were in the car, though, I wanted to know what her experience was like on these dating apps. You know, I like to ask women questions just to see their perspective or see how things are from their end. So I was asking her, like, you know, how do you go about these dating apps? You know, like, what do you do? So I was asking her, do you ever like, you know, go through different profiles and swipe right or look at their bios and do all that? She told me no. She said, I just go to my inbox where, you know, the inbox where all the dudes that have liked.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Remember when I said women don't have to buy those extra features? They don't have to buy the super match, the rose, the star, whatever special thing to catch someone's attention. They don't even have to go seeking. They just wake up and look at their inboxes because it's packed. And then if they like you, then they mess with you. And that's pretty much what he's explaining, what I talked about earlier. That's why all dating apps are dying, because women don't spend money on them. Women do not spend money on dating apps. The vast majority of women on dating apps don't buy none of the features because they don't need them, because they wake up to messages every day. It's the men that keep the lights on these dating apps. But since a lot of mans, unlike this guy, it seems like he's still locked in. But a lot of guys realize that the juice ain't worth to squeeze, or they still use the dating apps, but they don't buy none of the extra features. This guy said he don't buy none of the extra features, but I find it hard to believe with the amount of dating apps he's been on in the way he talks about them. But I can't prove that, so we just gonna take his word for it, right?
Third sitting. She said, I just go through there and whatever, dude. She said, I just go to my inbox where, you know, the inbox where all the dudes that have liked her is sitting. She said, I just go through there and whatever dude I like that like my profile, that's, you know what I mean, that's who I swipe right on. And I was like, so you don't really put any effort into like trying to find somebody. Like, as a man, you're going through different profiles. I'm going through different profiles.
Why is he even worried about this goofy shit when he already on this date with the chick? Why worry about her swiping patterns? Nigga, she chose you. She swiped right on you. You're on a date with her. You won. You asking these weird questions. This is a textbook way you could talk yourself out of some goddamn pussy. Shut the fuck up, homie. Chill out. Let it be what it be, nigga. Let it be what it be.
Profiles, and I'm looking at, I have some standards, you know what I mean? So I'm not just swiping right on everything like every dude, but I'm actually going through profiles. I'm seeing like what I like about it. Like, I need me a God-fearing woman. So I'm going through profiles. I'm seeing like what their religious status is. I'm looking at their height because I do not want a midget. I need me some tall, athletic children. You know what I mean? So I can't do the 5 foot, the 5'1s. I need a solid 5'6", 5'6" and up. So I'm looking at certain things. I like a woman that has something going for herself, that's actually doing something in life, has a decent job, all that kind of stuff. Because I don't want no little shorty that I gotta pay for everything. I gotta, do her nail. I gotta get her nails done. I gotta get her hair done. I gotta, pay for her food. I gotta pay for her classes. I gotta pay part of her rent. Like them sugar daddy days.
So he said he did that shit before? Man, that nigga out here dating homeless bitches. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I'm one of those guys that, I like to say, when a man said we don't care about how much of money a woman make, what we mean by that is that she ain't got to be no 6-figure chick, but at the minimum, she got to be able to take care of herself like an adult. You got to be able to take care of yourself like a fully functioning adult. That means your hygiene, your place of living, your self-care, all that shit. You should be able to do like a functioning adult. So you can do that out 55, 60,000. We cool with that because we don't want your money. We don't need nothing from you. We just don't want you taking our money for shit that's outside of dating. We like you. We want you. We'll spend money for dating. But once it's all crossing into me taking care of you like I'm your father and you're a dependent, that's when shit get janky. But it seemed like he didn't get the memo. So he been dating women that need stuff that's outside the realm of functioning adult. And fellas, don't never do that. Run. But she needs you to get her hair done, her nails done, her lashes done, to eat, to keep reoccurring bills on like electricity and water. If she need all that from you, run. Because her life already in shambles. And you don't want to attach yourself to somebody whose life in shambles, because they'll fuck around and have your life in shambles. Because broke shit like that is contagious.
Up. So I'm looking at certain things. I like a woman that has something going for herself, that's actually doing something in life, has a decent job, all that kind of stuff. Because I don't want no little shorty that I gotta pay for everything. I gotta, do her nail. I gotta get her nails done. I gotta get her hair done. I gotta, pay for her food. I gotta pay for her classes. I gotta pay part of her rent. Like them sugar daddy days, those are way gone. I ain't one of them. I'm not a simp. And these simps have messed the game up for us because they have raised the bar on what men are supposed to be paying for. So most of these women be thinking that we're supposed to be paying for all this stuff, when in actuality we're not. But these simps are doing it, so they now expect it from most men. But besides that, I ain't doing all that. I'm looking to see a woman that got something going for herself. So I'm checking out profiles when I'm swiping left or right, and I'm trying to find the right woman that's best for me, that's most aligned with me. You know what I mean? If we have common interests, she like basketball, football. I'm looking at that kind of stuff. So I'm asking her, I'm like, yo, do you look at that kind of stuff? Do you go through profiles and see like what their bio says or things that they're interested in? She was like, no. I just swipe left or right on the guys that like my profile. I'm like, bro, you put no effort in then. You're not really searching.
This guy literally telling us a story where he was on a date with a woman and he worried about this goofy ass shit.
No, God, please, no.
He on a date with a woman and asked this question and turned this goofy shit into a fucking conversation and wonder why he's still on these dating apps after all these years. Why he can't get him a woman to get his goofy ass off of these dating apps.
Oh my God.
To find any you're not really searching to find the dude that's best fit for you. So I came to the realization that most of these women are lazy on these apps, which is why guys don't really get likes like that. They don't get profile likes. That's part of the reason. And the other part is that so many men swipe on their profile that it inflates their ego.
I don't think it's being lazy. I just think it's more so of it's not necessary. It's just not necessary. When you wake up with 20 to 100 matches every morning, why was you going to swipe-a-thon yourself? You can't even cover. You don't have enough time to talk to all the niggas that swiped on you. So why go on a swipe-a-thon yourself? You wake up with 99 matches. Why go swiping when you can just see if some of the guys that already swiped on you are your type? I think that's outstanding time management. I already got guys swiped on me. Why go swiping and searching when I can just see if one of the ones I know attracted to me for sure is my type? And that's what women are doing. So it's not lazy, it's efficient. It's not lazy, it's efficient.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
So these could be basic, average looking women, But so many men like their profile that they start getting out of touch with reality and start thinking that they look better than they really look. Like, shorty, you don't look that good. You don't look that good. You know, a man that they probably should be with, they'll hit the X on her, they'll swipe left on.
Ain't lying about this. The women do be like them 4s and 5s on dating apps. They get fucking confused and start drinking their own Kool-Aid. Like, they gotta understand, a lot of those guys be on those apps particularly for pound town reasons, right?
I'm trying to take it a pound town. I'm trying to lay that pussy down on the ground.
So, since they're there for pound town reasons, your looks or your body sometimes, depending on, you know, if they see you as an easy target, the standards might really drop for them. And so you'll match with this guy, be like, "Ooh, yeah." That don't mean that's what you're supposed to match with. That don't mean that's where you sit in the dating market. He just looking for an easy kill.
Damn!
Now, he's being lazy. Now, that's being lazy. That's the fish in the barrel tactic. And you the fish in the barrel, girl.
Because they feel like they can do better. So because they feel like they can do better, they go out of their range and swipe right on the men that they know they have no business swiping right on. So that's why that's why there's the concept of the top 10% of men are the ones that women are swiping on, that most women are swiping on. And it's mainly because they have so many men in their DMs or so many men that like their profile that they start thinking that they can do better. Like in reality, though, half of these shorties, nobody's even talking to them. Nobody's shooting their jumper at them. When they go to the store, nobody's saying nothing to them. When they go to school, nobody's saying nothing to them. When they at the library, nobody's saying nothing to them. But on the dating apps, it's false reality. Like they think they look better than they really do. I'm like, and I try to tell them, like, it's just dudes swiping. Like, most dudes are just swiping right on anything because most of us have low standards and most of them are probably just trying to hit. And it don't take a lot for a dude to want to hit. Just have a decent shape. Don't look like you're a 1 on the don't look like you're a 1 on the scale, on the beauty scale. And you know, most men are probably tap it. You know what I mean? It don't take a lot for a man. So most guys are swiping right. So you shouldn't be allowing that to inflate your ego, because it doesn't really say much. You know what I mean? And men are very superficial. Like,
I'm telling women that for years. They gotta separate sexual attention between relationship attention. Now I know they know the difference, but they play dumb about the difference because it makes them feel better to think all these men actually want them for positive reasons. But no, sexual attention, relationship attention are fundamentally different. And the sexual attention is low-hanging fruit. That's a low bar. Because given the right time of night, enough shots of tequila, the vast majority of men will fuck everything from a 10 down to a 3. If it's late enough at night and there's no chance of their homeboys finding about it, and you DTF and you giving no resistance, they're gonna take you through that. This nigga gonna ring your doorbell. You gonna look through the peephole. He gonna be right there in the peephole, just like this.
I kill boom boom. I kill boom boom.
Yo, where my peephole nigga at? Man, it's some bullshit. Did I freeze up?
I kill boom boom.
I don't like that.
Stop the cap. I kill boom boom.
I don't like that.
I kill boom boom. I kill boom.
I'm gonna have to fix that.
I kill boom.
Yeah, my prompt not working.
Oh my God! Wow!
A couple of my little slides not working.
Nice.
Hey, I finna refresh this page real quick. I'll be right back in like 10 seconds. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You would think doing lives at this time of night, you won't have any internet problems because it's early in the morning and shit. I got Spectrum. I got the fiber optics. It's supposed to be the good shit. We paying like over $100 some a month for it. You know, I got the I got the Wi-Fi shit, but I also got like the little pod so you can like connect it to the pod and the Ethernet. I just got all the shit I can do to do the best I can do. But sometimes they just throttle their signal and shit gets weird. Shit gets weird, yo. And I hate when that happens. It makes me lose my my momentum, my inspiration. So now I gotta become re-inspired. It's already hard enough to be inspired when you're doing stuff sometimes, but you got to get re-inspired. Like, what the fuck, right? So now I'm back trying to re-inspire myself. Do y'all understand how hard it is to re-inspire yourself at 4:21 a.m.? Even for me, with being an insomniac that I am, it is challenging to re-inspire yourself at this time of night. Especially if you don't have an edible. Let's see what we got here. We had enough of that guy in his dating situation, you know. Again, like I said before, dating apps are cool, dating apps are groovy. It's technology, it's the modern times. It's a way to connect to people in your city and outside your city, and it's great. But I just honestly think that we shouldn't forget the cold approach. We shouldn't forget the importance of having face-to-faces with people, getting some fucking sunlight, touching some grass, and just bumping some shoulders and rubbing shoulders, bumping elbows, and approaching women in real time, and just doing your fucking thugism, you know? I think that's a good skill to have. You know, it helps with your community. Because at some point, that's why I think it's a good skill to have and test sometimes. Because at some point, you're going to have to meet that woman in purpose. It's getting there. I'm getting there. It's at some point you'll have to meet that woman in person. Okay, so you don't want to meet a girl online and y'all been talking all that a while and everything's vibing and everything's going awesome, and you haven't talked to a woman in person or just just really in months. So I found a channel, right, called the How to Survive Show. Follow How to Survive Show. The video is titled Surviving the First Year of the Zombie Apocalypse. So, I don't know how long you're going to make it. And I don't know how long you was going to make it. But if we watch this guy, maybe he could turn the 2 months that you would have survived into at least a year or maybe more. Some of y'all might wouldn't have made it through the first year. But after today and what Unc introduced you to, you're at least at the minimum going to make it the first year based on what this guy's saying, surviving the first year in the zombie apocalypse or any kind of post-apocalyptic situation, what it might be. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if this is something that's automatic to you, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, or are we finna learn something new? Right here on Insomniac Theater, that's where we find out. Now let me pull up the movie screen. I like this little background. I made it like staticky and shit. Well, let's here we go. I got my popcorn. I'm gonna pop down here too in the corner. But let's see what's going on.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important news bulletin. We are receiving unconfirmed reports right now of random acts of violence and mass murder all over the city by what are described as bloody corpses in a trance-like state.
You probably think you could survive a zombie outbreak, don't you? Well, that's what everyone thought when it first started. They knew exactly who they wanted in their squad, which weapons they'd use to efficiently destroy the undead, and they even had the perfect home base scouted out. But it was so much more complicated than that. What people didn't think of was how each day would be one step closer to a complete collapse of the infrastructure we all rely.
Before I got out the Army, I was down in Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas, and I had ran across a town for sale, right? An abandoned town. There's a whole bunch of land. It's an abandoned town with some kind of still up buildings, and it was for sale, and it didn't cost a whole lot. And I was talking with some of my other Army bros that was thinking about getting out or buying the town, you know, investing, getting loans if we need to, and buying the whole little town, the abandoned town, and refurbishing it and setting it up as this thing where you pay and you live this post-apocalyptic zombie apocalypse situation. And you gotta scavenge for like paintball ammo, and you gotta scavenge for water, and you gotta scavenge for stuff. We have everything set up and planned out, and we hire like college students or high school students to be the actors in the zombies, but you gotta shoot them with paintballs and stuff. And you just set up this kind of stuff, but it's realistic. So we're gonna buy the abandoned town. And I can't remember the exact. I had more solid plans right now, so I'm kind of just freestyling. But that was the gist of it. It's gonna call we're gonna call it Zombie Town USA, and we're gonna have different advanced plans. And it's gonna be like a zombie version of medieval times, but a lot more interactive. And it would have been set up in a whole town because the town was for sale. And we wouldn't even have to like get the buildings back fully functional, because for the restroom we had porta johns and, you know, the portable bathrooms and stuff like that all around the area. But the buildings of the town gave you the four walls and the shelter to hide in and do stuff and set up and all that kind of stuff. And I thought it would have been a cool idea. It's something that I never got to do. Missed opportunity, right? But it'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the video. Surviving the first year of apocalypse. I would like to survive more than the first year, but in this kind of shit, honestly, in the movies and all the books, the first year is when the vast majority of people die. So if you make it past the first year, your chance of making it might be actually pretty decent. So we're gonna watch this video, and we might got the key to survival long term.
Rely on. Yeah, with no one maintaining them, water supplies would quickly become contaminated. In just a few months, GPS technology would fail. And oh yeah, what about all those nuclear power plants operating with no one at the helm? How long until they start melting down and releasing catastrophic radiation? Luckily for you, we've put together a guide to help you survive these unexpected dangers. Month 1, get out. According to a model designed by scientists at Cornell University, densely populated cities would be the first places to be overtaken, and it would happen astonishingly quickly. You'll want to escape to somewhere rural, but just make sure you're not near any nuclear power plants. Without human oversight, reactors could start melting down in the first few days or weeks. A lot of reactors have safety systems built in, but it's only a matter of time before those fail too. Governments may mandate quarantines to halt the infection, so you'd need to hurry. But before leaving the city, collect as many non-perishable goods as possible. Canned food and bottled water will save your life. Also, bring along any camping equipment you have. Sleeping bags, portable solar panels, and thermal clothes will be essential. And it's weird, but even during civilization's collapse, your cell phone will be crucial for survival. I'll tell you why a little bit later, but for now, just keep it charged and save the battery as much as you can. Month 2. Establish a camp. After spending a few weeks in a mountain camp, it's tempting to seek a cozy cabin for shelter. However, it's safer to steer clear of places like this. They may be occupied by hostile survivors, or they may have already been breached by zombies. Your bottled water supply is likely diminishing, so it's crucial to find fresh water sources. Listen for lakes or rivers, but avoid setting up camp too close to them, as they'll attract potentially unfriendly survivors. And don't forget to sterilize water before drinking it. You can do that by placing it in a glass or plastic bottle and exposing it to sunlight for at least 6 hours. Month 3. Hunt. Well, it's finally happened. Your canned food supply is gone, and you need to learn how to hunt. You'll be going after small...
I think if you waited to month 3 to learn about how to hunt, you already on some bullshit. For real, but that's just me. But I guess he said by then you ain't got no choice. By month 3, you need to hunt. And you don't want to be learning something in your time of need. You get what I'm saying? I believe in being proactive, not reactive. I don't want to be learning something when I need it most. I want to be competent at something or even good at it when I need it most, if that makes sense.
Prey like rabbits, squirrels, and possibly wild pigs. You're better off using traps to avoid unnecessary risks and injuries. Always cook anything you catch. Without pharmacies and medicine, you don't want to get food poisoning and die. Month 4. Scavenge. According to modeling by scientists at Leicester University in England, humanity would be overtaken by zombies on the 100th day, so you may be dead by this point. However, this model didn't consider human adaptability and resilience. Nonetheless, consuming undercooked food in the wild could make you or your companions ill, so you'll need to start exploring villages in order to scavenge medicines. Okay, if your phone still has some battery life, it'll be useful even after societal collapse. Experts estimate that GPS technology would last at least 6 months before failing due to neglected maintenance. So turn on your phone, pull up a map of your area, and try to locate a village with a potentially stocked pharmacy or grocery store. Month 5. Move. Zombies and human survivors will almost certainly be moving at all times. Be vigilant for signs of groups getting close to your shelter. You may need to move to a more secure location.
And often, man, these kind of conversations, we picture ourselves finding this perfect spot and fortified and having such great security to where you can just kind of hunker down. And that might work with zombies, but eventually humans gonna get a whiff for your location. They're gonna see some smoke, some fire burning, see some vehicles moving, hear some noise, or just catch just any glimpse of y'all up there. And like I said, they're gonna come want to take what you got and get what you want. So I ain't saying you got to be nomadic. I don't know. I don't think you have to be nomadic to make it, but I think you have to stay ready to move at a minute's notice. Don't get too comfortable. Don't be walking around completely naked pretty much during the apocalypse. Keep your gun closed, keep your bags packed. Don't start taking your little 3 changes of clothes and hanging them up in closets and shit. Don't get too comfortable because you might have to leave in a hurry. That's all I'm saying.
After the initial outbreak, fortified buildings like prisons may be the best place to set up camp. And be prepared to defend your new home from both zombies and hostile humans. Repair any damaged fences or walls and make an evacuation plan. This place won't be safe forever. Month 6, grow. Once you find a defendable long-term location, well, you should start growing food. Stick to crops that don't require extensive growth periods, like corn and potatoes. They'll be ready to harvest in 2 or 3 months. Month 7, strengthen up. Even when you secure your shelter and food supply, you'll still have needs you can't fulfill by yourself. Try to find other survivors you can trust and build an alliance. Exchanging food for tools and clothes would be a great idea. However, be cautious. In a situation like this, every stranger is a threat. Scientific estimations suggest that for any human community to thrive, it would need no fewer than 98 people. So, if you find other reliable groups of humans, invite them to join your community and increase your chances of survival. Month 8, store. Okay, the weather will start changing soon, making it harder to hunt and grow food. You need to produce and store as much food as you can. You can preserve meat using salt, but use the leaner cuts for this, since the more fat meat has, the more likely it is to go rancid. Potatoes can last for months in a cool, dry place, so start saving them for the winter. Month 9, mapping your territory. The world is now plagued with gangs, taking advantage of safe and thriving communities like yours.
Why they gotta be gangs though, man? You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know. Yo, I gotta get out of here. I gotta use the restroom, and you know, it's late. I ain't finna go to sleep, but there's other shit I gotta do. I hate ending like again. Go check this video out if you want to finish watching it. You found it interesting. It's on the channel called How to Survive Show. Let's see what else they got here real quick, to be honest. Before I get out of here. Let's see what other kind of stuff they got. All right, we got, oh wow. The worst jail in Florida. We definitely reviewing that. Surviving Camp 14, North Korea's worst prison. We definitely reviewing that. Don't go watch these without me, people. Animal serial killers. Oh, you know, I'm gonna stop showing y'all this. Y'all might get some ideas and go watch this stuff because it's interesting as fuck. Yeah. That's my kind of shit right there. That's my kind of shit. But yeah, I want to go finish this anime. I can't. What was the name of it? Jack of All Trades. It's called Jack of All Trades. Party of None. Jack of All Trades, Party of None. It's about this guy. He was anyway, it's an anime. I ain't gonna explain it. It's on Crunchyroll. It's pretty good though. I like the story. But we're gonna get on up out of here. We're gonna play ourselves out in the usual schmoozle way with my outro / and intro. As soon as I find it. What's my outro intro at, yo? I know I didn't delete this shit. Oh yeah, say no to drugs, kids. Even when they legal, just even when you're of age, sometimes they still have you out here, dazed and confused. Cause right now, some ain't right. Wait, where this fucking video at? Let me try right here. Oh, there we go. Oh, say no to drugs, kids.
Type shit.
Stop playing with me, Dre.
DJ K. Come on, I'm doing dumb shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with dumb shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing dumb shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with dumb shit. Type shit. Activities. Posted up on the island with a bitch. They call me cause I ain't on that dumb shit. Yeah, I'm rich, but act broke with a bitch. Duval day, I really do it for the kids. Getting checks, never gotta work a job. No Viagra, dick still get hard. I can make your auntie swipe a credit card. OG in the game, realest that you ever. Aunties get down on the floor. Show these poor ass hoes how it go. Back it up like Freak Week 94. Is she under 24? It's a no. Come on, I'm doing dumb shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with dumb shit. Type shit. Activity. I'm doing dumb shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with dumb shit. Type shit.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.